What's up, folks? You're listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I am Mike Hurley, your host for tonight, joined in virtual studio with two of my good friends and very funny gentlemen from the Lowdown on Afro TV. You can see it on Comcast Xfinity. We have Mr. James John. James, how you doing tonight, man?
Feeling pretty damn good. It's good to be back in studio with you guys. Took a little time off, but we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And also joining us tonight, not only is he a comic book writer, not only is he a lawyer right here in Central Florida, as well as I believe 18 other states in the country, he's also the host on Under Oath right here on 104.1 every Saturday morning. Be sure to tune in. We have Mr. Jeff Kaufman from the law offices of Kaufman and Lynn in studio. How you doing, Jeff?
I wind up missing you guys. A whole week goes by, and then it feels like I haven't seen you for years. It just,
Yes.
I don't know whether it's life is so packed or I'm so desperate. I don't know what it means.
A little bit of both.
I'm just always shocked when you're here because, I mean, you do everything. You're on like every show. You're out there giving free legal advice. You're out there reffing professional wrestling. You're out there opening up movie studios for premieres for people who probably wouldn't have got to see the movie unless you gave them free tickets. I mean, you're in other countries. At one point, you were helping refugees escape countries, war-torn countries, which, by the way, I saw your buddy Dan Newland made the news the other day.
Yeah.
Did I see that right? Did you help a family?
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
what was going on with that?
Yeah, Dan has been helping people in the Ukraine, and he happened to bring a family into Central Florida. I mean, it was everything they had disappeared. I mean, their building was bombed. And people don't, we're thinking about the Johnny Depp stuff, and we'll talk about that stuff. But this Ukraine stuff is still going on, and it's bad.
Yeah, it is.
And I know our politicians are visiting, but I was thinking, hey, how about we send somebody over there with a couple guns? I don't know. I gotta be, I'm not being political, but what's a senator gonna do? How about we send at least 10 guys from the 82nd Airborne? I'll support that.
Yeah, which politicians did we just have over there? Did
Pelosi
Kamala
was
go
there.
I saw the
Biden's
picture
wife
with
was there. The
Pelosi,
first
yeah.
lady, and I'm going.
Yeah.
What are these? Just camera things? I
Yeah.
mean, you're not stopping bullets. I mean, I know that. I mean, she's thin. That bullet would go right through her and kill 3 other people. I mean, she's not stopping a bullet.
No.
Yeah.
But
And it's scary because, like, I get that they're not part of NATO, and that's been the whole reason that the U.S. and other countries haven't been allowed to get involved with this whole situation. But I mean, come on, other countries have been sending weapons, including the U.S. I mean, Putin's pointed out already that, like, hey, at some point, I'm going to start taking you guys not helping, but backdoor helping as helping, and I'm not taking nuclear war off the table. And then there's other stories about. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Putin turned over control for a brief time. I guess he went in for some sort of cancer surgery or something. I don't know. There's nothing scarier to me than a guy who has control of nuclear arms, feels like the whole world's laughing at him, and already has little time left on his personal clock. Because to me, that's a guy who's like, you know what? If I'm leaving and I've only ever shown I care only about myself,
I'm taking
then guess
you guys
what?
with me.
You're all coming with me. Yeah. Am I wrong to think like that? Or it just
No,
scares me a
here's
little?
the problem. Do you really
No.
want to give a guy like that more country?
No.
You're going, hey, listen, we're going to give you right now. See, people don't understand what the Ukraine's about. Ukraine's about minerals. It's ridiculous because China and the Ukraine make up 90% of the chip market. Now, are you going to give Russia and China control over every computer chip on the planet? I mean, we can't run this show without chips.
Yeah.
So all they have to do is go, guess what? You know what? And that's why all those Fords are camped out in fields because they don't have chips for them.
Well, the nice thing
People don't
about
get
that
it.
is you wouldn't have to worry about Russians hacking your stuff anymore because everything would come pre-hacked.
Yeah.
It's like, no, don't worry. They already put in their chip. They're good to go. They're already seeing everything.
We're gonna be going full steampunk if this keeps going. I mean, this is serious.
Well, I didn't get to sit down with you guys yesterday. Actually, I went down to Port St. Lucie over the weekend to spend some time with the family, celebrate a late Easter because my family and I just couldn't get our schedules together. So we celebrated Easter like a month late. And of course, Sunday was Mother's Day. So it was nice to be able. That was the first Mother's Day since I moved away from home that I got to spend with my mom, just the way that schedules worked out.
Wow.
All that being said, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there, every mom, every stepmom. But also came across an article, and you see these articles pop up all the time. And it was an article basically saying that being a full-time stay-at-home mom is the equivalent of $120,000 a year job, salary, entitlement, and then listed all the stuff. And once again, kind of the whole being a stay-at-home mom is the toughest job in the world. And I'm like, I've seen so many of these articles, and don't take this wrong at all, moms. I think you're great. I love what you do. And I'm just going to put this out there. Definitely not the toughest job in the world. There, I said it. Okay. How come is it when you're a mom or a woman and you stay home to take care of the kids, you're a stay-at-home mom, and that's a job that's bigger than any job you could possibly imagine. But when a dad says, hey, I stay home with the kids, they're like, oh, you're an unemployed bum. That's what you are. You know, I'm just putting it out there.
They do.
I think it's a double standard. I really do.
It depends whether your kids are in school or not. I think that would be my claim to fame. If the kids were out, you'd be thinking to yourself, okay, how hard is it? You know, they're away for 8 hours.
Right. And I was just going to get to that. Joining us right now, actually, Ken Miller swinging in. Ken, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we got you. We got you,
man. I had to get our social media updated. You know, we had Damon Williams on last night, and Joe Neal, who books Brick and Spoon, has not stopped texting me or calling me about posting. So I had to make sure.
Well, Ken, the one thing I can
Joe
say,
Neal was about to kill my children.
Yeah, the one thing I can say, Ken, is if you don't take care of our social media, nobody will. That's how it is. All right. But Ken, good to see you, man. I was just saying I didn't get to sit in with you guys for Monday and Tuesday's episode because I was out visiting family, spent some time with my mom on Mother's Day. And all that being said, just to catch you up, saw another one of those articles this week. You see them all the time where they break down being a stay-at-home mom, and then they follow it up by saying it's the toughest job in the world, and it's equivalent to $127,000 a year job, and all the responsibilities and how much you would pay for a laundry person, of this, of that, daycare. And I'm just calling BS on it right now, Ken, because I've been a stay-at-home dad before, and I think I can speak quite now. Mind you, this was when I only had one kid, but I would go back to that in a heartbeat because like everything I did with my kid was stuff I would do if I didn't have a kid. Like we're sitting on the couch, we're eating some graham crackers, we're having some mac and cheese, we're watching Transformers. Life is pretty good. Oh, you want to play Legos? I was going to do Legos anyways. So my thing is every time you see this article, how much of this is you trying to convince yourself that this is the toughest job in the world? Like you're not going to convince me. All right. So stop telling yourself this is the hardest job in the world, because I think if you think that's the hardest job in the world, maybe you should go out and get another job for a while. See what that's like. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I'm making enemies, but I don't get an F anymore. I don't.
What they say,
the opinions expressed by Michael Hurley does not reflect.
I can almost see Michelle with the whip behind you right now. Bro, I can see LaShawn walking in. Ken, you can't let him talk like that. Yeah, I can, LaShawn. I can say what I want. I'm a man.
Know what, Mike, you know why I say you probably feel that way? Because I feel like moms take they're different with it. Like we're eating Oreos, we're playing Legos. Moms are cleaning up all the time or cooking or like, I feel like I'm speaking on my mom who was a single mother.
Sure.
My mom worked $500,000 a year. I'm gonna throw that number out.
But
it was 11 of us. So
hang on, I was gonna say your mom had 32 kids. All right, that was she was the old lady in the shoe in the projects. All right, that's a different beast. When you break it down, that's like a teacher's salary because the amount of kids she had. You're controlling that classroom. When you got one kid, and like Jeff was saying, that kid's at school for 7 hours a day. Once you drop that kid off and you drink your coffee mug that's filled with the orange juice and vodka and drive home, then you can't convince me that it took 8 hours to do the little bit of vacuuming I saw when I got home. You can't convince me.
I ain't with you on this one, Mike. I
know you can't be. You can't be. You're not a free man.
Stay-at-home mom is the hardest job on the planet.
Toe that line. Jeff Kaufman, I know you got my back. Get in here, man.
Yeah, I got your back. I got one word: air conditioning. You know, when you work outside, that is the hardest job.
Yeah,
it's 95 degrees outside. You're sitting behind a garbage truck, and I'm talking before the Transformers picked up the cans. Yeah, I'm talking when you got off. You do these things. There are people out there on rooftops, and they're thinking to themselves, "I would love to be a stay-at-home dad."
Yeah. Yeah, that whole crew of people that are doing that 25,000 square foot mansion over there on the beach, on the roof at 101 degrees, tarring it, go, hey, man, it could be worse. We could be stay-at-home moms. I don't think so.
I got to go to 7-Eleven every 3 hours. It's great.
Here's where I'll give it to Mike. Well, Mike is absolutely right. He made a great point earlier, Ken. He said if a woman stays home, takes care of their kids, gets them off to school, they come home, she's cooked, she's clean, she's looked at as a hero. But if a man does the exact same thing, he's a bum and he should be at work. I will give you that. That is absolutely
Well, I think
true.
it depends on the woman. If you're stay at home and your wife goes to work and it's cool if
Yeah.
you stay at home, then that's now if you advertising it every day, stay at home dad. Now social media might be like this old bum. But if your
I don't
wife
know,
or
man.
girl is good with it,
I
'cause
think
if I
the
was
other
stay at home
thing.
dad, I wouldn't tell nobody.
I think the other thing. I think the other thing is the lockdown really showed some true colors, because for the first 3 months, women were running around trying to pretend like they do a ton of stuff all day long. And now after the 4th month, they're like, all right, seriously, I don't get on my pajamas till it's time to pick up the kids at 3:30. This is life now.
Damn.
You know,
Damn,
I'm just saying.
Mike.
I'm just saying. And
Hey, man.
results may differ from household to household.
Results may vary.
I'm just tired of hearing this blanket statement that it's the toughest job in the world and it
Mike,
deserves
how
all
much
this money.
you think-
Plus,
how much you think a stay-at-home mom worth?
hang on, Ken. Let me say this too. Plus,
Get it out, Mike.
people
Go
don't
ahead,
look
bro.
on the fact that just because you're at work doesn't mean you stop being a dad while you're at work. All right.
That's
People
true.
act like, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm the only No, you're a dad when you're at work. You're taking those calls. You're taking off if your kid gets sick. You're going to, it's almost even harder, because try telling your boss, hey, my kid's in this crappy 4th grade play, and I know I've seen 3 of them this year, but I got to skip out of 2 again to do that.
You gotta go watch
You
the
missed the
recorder.
awards
Yeah.
ceremony. You missed the pancake breakfast. And then you look like the guy who didn't care about your kids when they were kids because your boss can't give you off every single day to go get a participation award ceremony. It's just, I don't know, man.
I
don't know.
man,
How much do
I'm
I
not-
think?
How much you think a stay-at-home mom?
How much?
Because
Let
I've
me
seen
tell you-
I've seen it. They
How
say
many,
like
how many
100,
kids? How many kids
150,000.
does it take for us to make this argument?
Michelle had
Is it
4 at
over
home
2?
at once.
Well, yeah, let's
Is
just
it-
do
what
2
if it's
because that's
less
the
than 2?
normal. Let's
2 or
say
less?
2. Let's say
And
2.
let me tell
'cause
you
it's a
another
two-parent
thing.
home, 2 kids, dog.
When you start listing yourself as a chef, a cook, an Uber driver, yeah, you know what? You're one of the worst Uber drivers I've met. You're one of the worst chefs I've met. Like, if I was paying out packet, how come you're already ranking yourself as like above average in the professions you listed? Like,
Mike gave her 2 stars.
half of those professions, your toilet cleaning skills are literally crap. Okay, I know that's ironic, but that's what they are. Like, you wouldn't be hired. You wouldn't have passed the interview, but you automatically have all these jobs. I don't think so. Ken, I'm willing to pay $10 an hour. I'm paying
Not
Home
even
Depot.
15?
Home Depot picked you up on the side, pre-tax
Ooh.
$10. That's what I'm paying you an hour.
Dang.
Take care of
the
the kid
table?
while I'm not home. That's
No
it.
benefits under the table.
Benefit. You got a roof over your head. You got food in your belly. You're not even my blood. That's the benefit.
Oh wow. Okay.
Woo.
A lot of aggression.
Yeah.
I get it.
Hey, I'm glad
All
it's
right.
not me today. People always saying it's me.
Yo,
I
I'm
don't know.
just saying, man.
Some people might be
gonna be the
offended, but not
woman.
enough people. Some people might be offended, but I know there's more people going, well, he brings up some good
No
points.
more dudes. Ain't no women sitting there like he right. This.
No,
this
women are like, oh no, he's on to us. Yeah, I'm on to you.
No, the
I've
women
seen
who are listening to our show, they have jobs. They're going, hell yeah.
Yeah, I come home, I still gotta be a dad. Nobody's paying me for those hours. That's off the clock. That's what is it?
Oh,
What's
you're-
it, Jeff?
you're
Pro
forgetting
bono
something.
work.
That's
I'm a pro bono dad, but you're a professional mom. Get the hell out of here.
He said,
See, the problem is the only time you
okay.
get to be a stay-at-home mom is if you
Mhm.
have a rich husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Otherwise,
by the way,
you're holding a job.
Don't
And those kids
don't
are in
tell
daycare.
me. Don't tell me you're a stay-at-home mom when I get the credit card statements. You were at Publix today. You were at Target today. You were at Starbucks today. You were at Panera today. You were at the nail salon today. You were everywhere but home today. Stay-at-home mom, Myke.
So this about you.
No, I'm speaking in general for all men.
I was like, wow.
This about you.
No, I'm sorry if it came off. I tried to keep it simple for my entire audience.
Mike, it's cool, man. I had therapy today. Come on, man. Release it, bro.
Woosah.
I-
Woosah.
I-
Hey guys,
Go ahead,
hey guys,
go ahead.
we gotta take a quick break. More importantly, I have to take a quick break. We'll be right back, right here on Real Apps 104.1. Don't go anywhere. Happy belated Mother's Day to those of you who deserve it. All right.
That's why I went in like this.
Back to Real Apps on 104.1. I'm Mike Hurley, joined in virtual studio with James John Jeff Kaufman from the law offices of Kaufman and Lind and the Under Oath podcast. You can check that out on Real Radio 104.1 every Saturday. And of course, Ken Miller. We've taken a break. I've taken my medication. And I think we're on a better flow for this next segment. Now, I haven't put much work or much thought into retirement because I got a little bit serious about money a lot later in life. And I've been looking over some of my options, of course. And one of the things that popped up today was this is becoming more and more common, but this one is actually a couple. They're in their 50s. They're out of Seattle, and they decide our retirement plan starts now. We sold our house, and we're living the rest of our days on cruise ships. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard
Oh,
about
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this family family, husband and wife out of Seattle, broke it down, realized that they can spend $62 a day, and for the rest of their lives, just live on cruise ships. And they say the great thing about it is the view always changes, and they're getting food and entertainment. And that's what they did. They sold their house in Seattle. They got some stuff that they can do remotely, but basically for $62 a day, that's the cruise life for the rest of their life, which at first sounds kind of glamorous, but I've never been on a cruise. So
Oh.
Jeff, you've done cruises, right?
Oh.
Ken, have you
Oh,
been out
Mike.
on a ship?
Yeah, I went on the
Cruise
cruise. I did one
James,
for Sean's
James, I know you're a
birthday.
cruise guy. So I guess, Ken,
Yeah.
I'll start with you. Number one, is that something you could do for the rest of your life?
Oh no, I had a good time, but it was
You'll get bored.
okay. Like I was bored, you know what I mean? Especially as a comic. I went to the comedy shows. I was just like, this is cool. But then other than that, it's drinking, partying, shuffleboarding. Like it's, you know, you walk out and white people doing the wobble. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was,
And that's
it was
the other
cool.
thing.
I was there 3 days. It's people who do like 7-10 day cruises.
I do-
We did
I
like
do a
3 or
week
4
at a time.
days. I'm like, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's all
But
right.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, let me say this though, Mike. All cruise ships are not created equal.
Fair
There's
enough.
different tiers of different things you may be looking for. Like Carnival is a party ship.
Yes.
Basically going there for, you're not going there to have the best food. You're not going for the best clubs. You're going there just to party. You're going to the buffet. You're doing that, and you're just drinking.
Mhm.
Royal Caribbean and Norwegian is more my speed. It's there for good food. It's there for really good excursions. They have their own private islands the ship will take you to, where you can go out on the beach with your family, have a good time, drink a nice Mai Tai out of a coconut. Like it's not all equal.
So a couple
Go
of
ahead.
things. Number one, these people, as they pointed out, it's a little bit different than just treating it like a vacation, because you're not out there. I mean, when you guys go, you budget yourself. This is what we're doing. We're going to have fun. They're not doing the gambling thing. They're not doing drink packages, because they know this is life. This just isn't vacation. So they're not just spending money. James, do you think that kind of lifestyle you and Michelle could do? Just sell
Yeah.
the home and
Me and
just be
Michelle?
out there for the rest of your life?
I would love to. It sounds great because when we're on that cruise ship, we love it. We love the Broadway shows. We like the comedy shows on Norwegian. We love all the fancy restaurants you can go to and upgrade to. But James is afraid of hurricane season. So I always go right after.
So
or
there's
before.
times you're not on the boat.
Yeah, bro. I've seen cruise ships. If you go on YouTube, they show videos of how a huge. Have you ever been on a cruise ship, Mike? It's a floating yacht.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
city.
a floating mall. It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, it's huge,
Yeah.
bro.
And I've seen videos of hurricanes throwing them around like it's a
Oh,
pontoon.
I've seen
So,
some of those
yeah.
videos. But you know, we live in Florida during
but you don't-
hurricane
you don't
season,
have
so
to be on this
there's always
side
a
of it, though.
chance.
You
That's
could
true.
leave out of California. I mean,
Yes, you
the
could.
hard thing for me is you'd have to repeat. And I think if
Yeah.
I, for example, let's say I said I'm going to write my novel, I'm going to write more comic book. I'm going to be a writer thing. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to spend 10 days here, 15 days there. I mean, that's okay. You're going to wind up spending between $5,000 and $7,000 a month, you know, on a bunch of stuff, you know, because you got to get off, you got to clean your stuff, you got internet, you got stuff to pay. So when they say $162 a day, you know, that doesn't always include tips and things like that.
Yeah, they said 62 per person a day is what they budgeted.
So I
out.
mean, realistically,
Yeah,
you know, add
that's-
another $60 to that a day, you know,
Yeah.
because that's what it's going to come out. You're going to spend. I've seen people do this, and they say it's anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000 a year. So if your pension is giving you that much money, you know, that's doable if that money's coming in every month. But if you're just eating away at your principal, you can't do that. And I know this became a financial show, but when you get off the boat, then you might have to fly somewhere for the next cruise. You're not going to always leave from the same port. Like Port Canaveral, you can only go to the Bahamas, really, or some other island. So you're going to go to drive to Miami, or you got to go to Tampa, or you're going to go, you know, so you got to be all over the place.
This particular couple says they've been doing it for about the past 3 years, and they can count on one hand the amount of nights they've spent on terra firma in the past 2 or 3 years. Like, and usually they stay at friends or crash, and it's usually, like you said, sometimes things don't line up exactly, and you're shopping, you're looking for the best deal, and you got that frequent floater members or whatever they call it out there on Carnival. I just don't know if I could do the uncertainty of it all. Like if you told me like, okay, here from now on, here's your cabin on this ship for the rest of your life. I think I could, okay, maybe if I have to, because that's the same as having an apartment or a house. Like I know this is mine, this is my area. But once you get into the whole, it becomes a hassle and stressful just to make sure, like you guys said, okay, we get off in this country. When do we get back on somewhere else? And how much money are we going to save? And then where do we have to go after that? Jeff, is that some kind of life you could ever see yourself doing? Or do you feel like you're going to need some permanent land location address?
There's a lot of stress to that too. I mean, there's a lot of people, there's waiting in lines. You know, yeah, you can bring food to your room every once in a while, but eventually you're just going to get bored. I mean, that's going to happen. And I don't know. I could, if I did it for 30 days, I'd be like, I'm done. You know, like anything you love, if you do it for way too much time, you're going to hate it.
Too much of a good thing. Sure. I think the one place that I could live, like I would take in a heartbeat. I've never been up there. And Jeff, you might know some people who've made it up there. I hear at the top of Cinderella's castle at the Magic Kingdom, there's a room you can rent like for the night.
You can't rent. You have to be put in it. You have to
be put in it. It's like the Lincoln bedroom or something up there.
I've got to be awarded for that room.
You've cared? I think it would be cool as hell if that was my permanent residence. I would love to live at the top of the Magic Kingdom. I think I could do that for the rest of my life. I love Disney. It's ridiculous, but it makes me happy when I'm there. I feel safe, even with all the garbage around it. Ken, you frozen, Ken, or are you just pondering?
I'm pondering.
Yeah, that's his ponder voice. I get
you see the TV moving in the background, you know I'm good.
Yeah. Ken, no cruise ships. If you could pick one place and they said, hey, man, this is where you're going to spend the rest of your days. You're renting. Everything is covered. Where are you going? Where are you ending up? I guess
I have been watching these things on TikTok. I would get an RV and live in an RV and drive around the US for the rest of my life. If I was retired, and I've seen some of these people who post their RVs.
Beautiful RV.
It's better than my house. I'm like, I would do that. That would be cool.
I'm with you. Like during the pandemic, I got caught up on all these people transforming their vans and their buses to tiny homes. But as someone pointed out, that like, look, man, if you got the money, that might be the life. But believe it or not, sleeping in those tiny places, after a while, it loses some of the romance. Plus, some of these people that move into the small van life, what they're not showing you is that in certain states, certain counties, certain municipalities, it's illegal to sleep in your car. So a lot of these people are going to places, parking their car, getting tickets, end up getting so many tickets. Now they lose the car. And now they're actually, because they were sleeping in their car, now they're homeless sleeping on the streets. So it's like, you got to be prepared.
Yeah,
like if you got that RV and that money.
Like the camping sites. Yeah. If I knew I couldn't stay there, I'd be like, I'm going to just keep on riding.
And so you would slap your picture on the side of it and just be the Ken Miller tour. You'd stop in, do comedy, sell some.
I wouldn't even do comedy. I'm so tired.
What? No, I think I'm gonna work till the day I die.
We're retired. We're talking about retired. But when I retire, I'm not doing anything, bro. I'm legit not doing comedy. When I say I'm retired, I'm retired. But if we're gonna take away the RV, I'm legit with you. I've been there and we've all performed there. I would legit live in the villages. I love the villages.
I say that all the time.
Love every time I go there and do a show, they are the coolest, they're the nicest people. They have a great time.
All activities.
Bro, I would go to the villages in a heartbeat. I don't even care
what
about
color pom-pom would you have on your golf cart, Ken?
Oh, Carolina blue.
Would you have an upside down pineapple on the license plate?
Nah, I'm retired. My thing ain't working no more.
What about you, Jeff? What's the retirement plan, or what's the what's the retirement location for you?
I'm going to tell you where people are going. It's all about your money. Now, there are places, for example, there's a place called San Miguel in Mexico. Mexico. Beautiful.
Mexico.
Beautiful city. Beautiful this. You could live comfortably and eat out every night for around $1,300 a month. I'm talking a 4-story condo, beautiful.
Got my passport.
You could literally live off your retirements there, and a bunch of expatriates there. So you're not worried about having friendships. I have a buddy who lives out there, and I asked him how much. He goes, well, I eat out every night, so this place, it was a 3-bedroom, beautiful, safe, because all the cops are bought off. This isn't like the mobs run it. And these communities, you pay a certain amount for protection. These guys live great. The food is great. Everything's great. He lives off $900. It's ridiculous. And I'm talking everything, internet, everything, beautiful.
And
the
see, it
stuff you're
wouldn't be
living off
that.
right now, ridiculous.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that much change in the demographic because I'm already living over near Cimarron. So I think it would be just, straight up pretty much the same, but
And
with
it's
like more
and it's
beach.
nicer. It's nicer. We're talking about manicured yards. Ken wouldn't have to break out a measuring tape once.
Oh,
Not one
that stuff
time,
would be
bro.
done. Not
Ken,
one time.
I'm telling
Ken,
you, man. The
I think we're
villages,
going to San Miguel.
Man, we can do San Miguel, but that'll be my summer home because I'm in the villages, baby. Me and James at the Godfather Theater eating Italian.
We can move the villages to San Miguel. We can run. It would be great. What was that movie with the old guys that ran that retirement community? Remember that? No, it was Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman had had the run of some retirement community.
When they rob banks later?
Yeah. And what about you?
I was
James?
thinking that nice place in India, man. You got
one place to retire. Where are you going to?
That's hard. I mean, I do love the villages. I've said that every time I go there, I would stay here. But if I had to, I guess, pick somewhere, I would say the Carolinas, to be honest with you, because your money can go farther than it does here in Florida.
Can it really? Because anywhere right now it can go further than Florida. But my parents took me to Asheville, North Carolina once when I was a kid. I've been back a couple of times. Went through for the Comedy Fest years ago, and still that is one of the nicest. The weather's
beautiful, man.
Beautiful. You get some snow. You get a good mix. And I don't care where I end up. I just don't want neighbors. I want to live at the end of one of those roads where I've been at that point, man.
That's
since
the
I was
Carolinas,
a kid,
bro. That's the Carolinas. It's places in Carolina, in Greensboro area, Raleigh, Durham, even Charlotte. Even though Charlotte's a big city, there's places in Greensboro area that you can get a house and just have acres, and there's nobody around you for acres. You know what I mean? You gotta cut that grass though.
Yeah.
I'll figure something out, man. I'll get a bunch of goats. I'll put them out the yard. Yeah. I want it so that if I hear someone blasting their car radio, I'm like, someone's on my property. I have the right to shoot them. I think that's a thing, right? Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn. Dude, that's me. And that's not even me being old. That was me back in college. Like when I was living in the dorms, when the neighbors would get loud, my other roommates would be like, Mike, go tell them to shut up. We know they're annoying you. I'm like, yeah. Like it's just something with sound. It really irks me.
That was like an old white man when he was 17. That's great.
Yeah, 100%. I've been preparing for this my whole life.
I'm with you though, Mike. I'm with you because no one is really considerate to others anymore. That's like passe. Like it's something that people just don't really care about, and it still annoys me, Mike. I'm one of those guys. Whatever I'm doing, it's my business, but I'm going to try to make it not impede on your sanity. That's me. Yeah. So when people do it to us, I'm the same way. There was a dude pumping reggaeton 2 years ago on this block. He was in some car. He was cleaning it out. He was in a truck cleaning it. He was proud of it. Bro, it was so loud. I was in my living room. He was at the farthest apartment in the next building, not even mine. And you can hear it like it's in my living room. Bro, I've never been that angry and told someone to turn their blanket down.
Yep,
bro.
I'm just old. It irks me. I hope right now someone is blasting this radio program and getting someone else upset because I appreciate that kind of loyalty and policy.
We the best.
We the best, baby.
We the best. Hey guys, we got to take a quick break right here on Real Laughs 104.1. Be sure to stay tuned when we get back. I've talked about a lot about how there's things in my life I don't like, but we're going to talk about things that I'm actually happy aren't in my life. Stay tuned right here on Real Laughs 104.1. Welcome back, folks. You're still listening to Real Laughs right here on Real Radio 104.1. I'm Mike Curley, joined in virtual studio tonight with James, John, Ken Miller, and from the law offices of Kaufman and Lynn, Jeff Kaufman, of course. Now, guys, I realize that I gripe and complain about a lot of things like Mother's Day and the job of a mom being totally overrated some days.
Not you, Mike.
Or the fact that, I hate loud music. I just want to be left alone. And, I'm an old man in a 45-year-old's body, which is technically... Yeah, I guess I am old man. But there are still times, I want you to know, there are still times I appreciate the things that are not in my life. Okay.
So where do you find your bliss, Mike? So that we know. Where do you find?
I find my bliss when I see other people in pain and realize that's not it's a very old Italian Irish thing in my family. Like we had a trip out to I think it was Ocean City, Maryland once. and my grandfather, we're all in the living room of the condo. We're on the beach. My grandfather's out on the patio. He turns around to walk in and doesn't realize someone had closed the sliding glass door. He's got to be 60 or 70 at the time. Cracks his face on the sliding glass door, walking back in, backs up, looks both ways, rubs his nose, walks right back into the sliding glass door. This man was a police detective for a good 32 years, okay? The fact that he was bleeding and my grandmother was in tears hoping he did it again, all right? Other people's pain sometimes brings us joy because it's not us. That's a rule in comedy.
That's with me, dude. My wife thinks I am a serial killer because if somebody falls off of something, I'm done. I could watch.
We're concerned, but we laugh first.
Bro, I could watch Fail Army or
kids getting hurt. Oh,
bro,
guilty pleasures, man.
Bro, somebody let a dude be riding a bike in the woods and he runs into a tree. Oh, I'm laughing.
Ken, I can't be the only one. If you guys haven't seen kids getting hurt, is it TikTok or Instagram? I think it's on both. All
Kermit Gonzalez, a friend of the show, posts them all the time.
I love it.
I can't be the only one that's been spoiled now, because when they play a kids getting hurt one and the kid doesn't actually get seriously hurt, I'm like, oh, that was disappointing. It's always,
wow.
Like if the kid gets up and walks away, I'm like, this doesn't belong on this site.
My favorite thing about the videos is the mom's caption. He's fine, because you know how it's some people not like us, because you know we're like, this is hilarious, but it's people in the comments, oh my god, I can't believe you shared and posted this. First of all, it's my child. If I want to post my child getting hurt, it's my child. Number two, I wouldn't post a video of my child dying, like or seriously getting hurt. Like, relax, people. Relax, Aaron.
Hey, don't forget about third. F them kids.
You're exactly right, Ken. It's like people are like, how can you laugh at that stuff? Number one, it ain't my kid. All right, it's not my kid. I'm like, number two, comedy is equal to tragedy plus time plus removal, distance from how connected you are to the subject of the story. So yeah, this is hilarious because I'm never going to meet this 5-year-old. And if I am, the first thing I'm going to say is, are you that 5-year-old that almost got your head taken off by a lawnmower? That was sweet. That was
funny.
Sweet.
I'm with you, bro. I can watch people get hurt, and I mean laugh all day.
We'd be terrible emergency room techs. We'd be horrible paramedics.
Yeah, come in with an axe in the head. Like, please tell me you got a video.
Wow.
Please show me the video.
But you know what I also love? I love when I find myself in a situation where people are just like 100% honest. Like the other day I went to Firehouse Subs. Shout out Firehouse Subs. I went to Firehouse Subs, and the guy behind the counter, he's like, how you doing today, man? I'm like, pretty good. How you doing today? He's like, at least I don't work at McDonald's. I was like,
dang.
That, and it made me realize at least I don't work at Firehouse. You know, like, so it's that whole tier of how bad is your life? I was driving through Checkers one day, and I pull up to the window, and it's this dude, and he just starts laughing. And I'm wearing a flannel shirt. It's back when I had my beard longer. And he calls the guy working the fries over. You've been through a Checkers drive-through. You know the fries is right there. So the drive-through. So this guy's laughing. He's got his pants around his, hanging down low and everything. He's looking all gangster. He's got his little visor hat on backwards. And he just starts laughing. He's like, yo. He's like, come over. He's like, I'm like, what's up? And he starts laughing at me. I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, not much, man. You just look like a lumberjack. Ha, ha, ha. And the guy working the fries is laughing with him. And I started laughing too. And he's like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, you guys look like you work at Checkers. And the guy just stops laughing and goes, come on, man. That's just cold. Why would you be laughing?
Oh, man. Really, dog? Really, dog?
So,
I mean, I guess that's it. Like, I
was at Austin, and this dude called me fat. He goes, because I didn't give him any money. He was railing.
Whoa! Back it up. You're where?
I'm in Austin, Texas.
You're in Austin, Texas.
And this dude, it was like 2 weeks ago.
Just a guy looking for money on the street.
Yeah, and he's harassing me. I'm like, listen, I go to walk away. He goes, you're fat. I go. That's because I can afford to buy food.
Oh,
damn.
Oh,
I don't care.
So I know homeless jokes don't play very well on this show.
Yeah,
but
funny to me. I don't care.
That's wrong because that guy starved to death.
Yeah,
dead now.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. You make a fat joke, it's on, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
True.
No, I used to do a joke where I'm like, I saw a guy holding a sign that said "homeless, please help." So I pulled over and handed him my realtor's phone number. you know, because obviously the man's in the market. I'm like, you laugh. I went back the next day. He wasn't there. Glad it all worked out for him. And then I saw another guy in Key West holding a sign that says, bet you can't hit me with a quarter. And I was like, you're right. A single coin from a moving vehicle, that's a tough shot. But the fistful of pennies I chucked at his face probably felt like a shotgun blast to the head. And so I don't do those jokes anymore because I've matured in the past 3 weeks. But I mean, for a while, those were my bread and butter stock homeless dude jokes.
I had a run-in with a homeless dude in Carolina, bro. I was home for my uncle's funeral, and I had got a hotel. I was staying in a Motel 6. It was last minute, all I could afford at the time. And it was one of the indoor ones, not the, you had to walk through the lobby to get to the room, not the like the motel.
Not motel.
They don't have to leave the light on.
Holiday Inn.
Yeah, it's on, right? So I'm sleeping. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I get a knock at the door. I open up. It's a dude sleeping at the front door, blanket and everything, just sleeping. And the lady at the front desk is like, hey, this guy says he's your roommate. I'm like, I don't know this guy. Like, I've never met this guy ever. He says, this is my room. I said, ma'am, I'm telling you, it's this one bed in here. I'm exhausted. I had a funeral that day. I'm like, ma'am, I don't know this dude. The cops come. I show him my ID. I checked it. I'm telling you. And the guy's cussing and everything. The crazy thing is he has a Motel 6 blanket, like the blankets they have. Yeah. So I'm just like, it's not. So finally realize it's not the guy. Whatever. He goes. I go back to sleep. I'm leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning on my way home, and I'm filling up with gas, and a homeless dude walks up to me. He's like, hey, can I get $1? I was like, yo, you the dude that was in front of my room this morning. Nah, it wasn't me. I said, bro, I'm telling you, you were the guy in front of my room. I got no sleep last night, bro. You know, I'm cussing and everything. Whatever, it ain't your room. I say, look, man, here's $1. And I gave him $1. He said, this all you got? I said, bro, that's all I got, man. You know, I'm on my way home. I ain't want to go back and forth with him. As he's walking off, he was like, F you, that was me. And then he just took off running, bro. And I was just like, what just happened? I said, what just happened, bro? And
that's hilarious. F you, it was me.
He called me way more. He called me MF, the N-word. Everything. And just took my little $1 and took off running. I'm like, yeah, it's time for me to go home. Then an hour into the drive, I get a flat tire. I'm like, this is not my morning. Yeah, this is not my morning, bro. So Jeff, I'm with you, yo. I hope he did starve.
Yeah. Listen, I was sitting around, I was like, wait a second. I didn't come to your stoop and ask you for questions.
Those guys at Real Laughs, they don't like mothers. They don't like homeless people. They're just terrible human beings.
Myke said, all you lazy ass women, get off your ass and go do some
right, yo.
All I'm saying is, you might be the next homeless. That's all I'm saying. Wow. That's all I'm saying.
And people get mad. Everyone gets mad. Jokes aren't funny anymore. I'm watching everybody get attacked on stage lately. And I would love I think that ass beating that guy took in California, they should have put that on TikTok. Because I mean, that was good. This is what happens.
Yo, they gave that guy business. Yo.
And somebody's gonna get sued, but I still want to see
wasn't facing the right direction when
they charged him with a misdemeanor. He had a knife
I'm a little teapot.
What kind of crimes happen in California?
Myke, that was my favorite. I'm a little teapot was my favorite one, but my favorite meme of that beatdown was they had Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah. They had a meme of him. They said, yo, he got stumped out by the Powerpuff Girls, bro. You know how Mojo Jojo brain be hanging out the
And I think now is a good time just to remind people that we're just comedians. We're just playing around. So everything we say is just a joke unless it's not. All right. So take that. And that being said, so for me, I think it's really when I see I've talked about this before. I've gotten to the point now where if I'm getting good service at like a fast food place, like whether it be the drive-through or whether it be like I go in, I'm tipping people now just because I've gotten worse service at sit-down restaurants before and still ran the check. It says, do you want to leave 10, 20, 30, So like, and what I found is, I don't know. You'd be surprised how many people in fast food look at the managers and go, can I take a tip? And I'm like, yeah, don't look at him. Look at me. You can take this tip. Here's a $5. That's half of what you're making right now for an hour. So for me, I think fast food is definitely the one job I would never want to work again in my life.
I've done it.
But technically, it's not waiting tables. I mean, I waited tables and I worked at Burger King. and having to kiss somebody's rear end for like, let's say 2 hours, and they leave you nothing.
Yep.
And you're just going, wow, that's fast food. They just come up, get their food, go. They know the deal. You know the deal. You don't have to be nice. You just give it to them.
Yeah, James.
I want to ask a question. He just made me think of something, saying that about waiting on tables. You bust your butt and then you don't get a tip. Have you guys ever been out with someone? Because I consider us. I know I've been out with all four of us. We're good tippers.
Yeah,
we will tip people. I've gone out with people who are not, and it's uncomfortable for me. So I just was wondering, do you guys get uncomfortable when you?
That's why I call them out.
I call them out. And I make sure. Yeah,
it's true, y'all. I'm in North Carolina. I was featuring at Comedy Zone in Greensboro. I got free tickets for my whole family. We were doing two for like buy one get one free. I was hooking up my best friend from high school, loving to death, man. He comes by himself. He pays his mama's tab because she came with another table. Pays his tab. It was like $90-some. He didn't tip, and he leaves. So at the end of the night, I'm getting paid. The lady was like, "You knew that guy?" I said, "Yes, my best friend in my high school." I said, "Well, your broke ass friend didn't leave me a tip." I was like, "Are you serious?" But then she got mad at me because I invited them.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, "Look, I'm so sorry." I ended up giving her $40. Me and her were going back and forth. I'm like, I didn't pay for the stuff. If I wasn't here this weekend, it wouldn't have been nobody. The headliner brought nobody. Everybody there with all four shows were my people. I called my boy up and says, "Dude, you didn't tip." "Yo, man, I spent $90. What else she want?"
Servers don't see none of that.
I say, "Bro, she don't." I said, "First of all, dog, that make me look bad because I'm the comedian and I got you in."
Yes.
Like, I got you in. I said, "Bro, anytime I invite you to anything, you tip." Yes. Anytime I invite you to anything,
well, I can solve that problem. You don't invite him.
I ain't had no choice, bro. Wasn't nobody gonna be there. I had to invite these people, bro.
I did all my broke ass friends. So,
bro, I had to invite these people.
So just to recap, being a full-time mom isn't worth $160,000 a year payment. Homeless people, Jeff Kaufman's never going to be there for you. Ken Miller's audience don't tip. And that being said, and Ken and I enjoy laughing at the pain of others. I think we've summed it all up very eloquently. That being said, where you guys, Ken, where's your audience going to be not tipping this weekend? Where you at?
Man, I'm going to be at Brick and Spoon Tuesday through Thursday doing guest spots for Damon Williams, and then Friday and Saturday I will be at Cocoa Beach at Gregory's.
Nice. Oh, back in Cocoa again.
Back in the Cocoa.
You bringing anyone with you? What you got on that show?
Nah, I have no idea who featured.
They picked it themselves. Yeah. What about you, James? I know you were on vacation last week, and you're back on the road this week.
I definitely am. Friday, I will be in Jacksonville, actually. I'll be at the Town Hall Event Center. That's right. I'm going to be there for the Cafe app events. You guys look them up. Look on my Facebook. You can get tickets right now. I'll be there Friday and Saturday. I'm going to be at the new spot that Jackie Knight just opened up at the Beacon in St. Augustine. So two different occasions you can come see me this weekend.
Nice. And where in the world is Jeff Kaufman this weekend?
The world of Santiago. That's the way it works. I'm actually Thursday night. I'm at downtown Sanford doing a live after 5. And we give away free legal advice for 3-4 hours. And then Saturday I'll be doing Under Oath. You can listen from 8 to 9 or go to the iHeart app and download the podcast.
That's awesome. I am off this weekend. Next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will be performing with the Geeks of Comedy over at MegaCon. Be sure to swing in, check us out. Always a good show, always packed out crowds. More so just super excited to be going back to MegaCon this year. And as always, if you didn't like anything you heard on this show, please, your opinion means everything to us. Write us, call us, jerseyhotcomic@yahoo.com. All right. If you like this show or you like any other shows, go ahead, check us out. We can be found quite easily. Go to the iHeart app. Just check out Real Laughs. We're also on Google Play, Spotify, and check out our YouTube channel and Facebook page. Ken Miller does a pretty good job of putting up some behind-the-scenes clips on there. On behalf of myself, Mike Early, James John, Ken Miller, and from the law offices of Kaufman and Lynn, Mr. Jeffrey Kaufman, be sure to check out Under Oath this Saturday.